And this is just the beginning of America First.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience, or Katie's audience, or Justin Jackson, or you, who isn't endorsing #TheVote. All those motherfuckers who didn't show up today at our town hall. Every fucking one of them is selling you out. And
honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out, we could talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. We could talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. We could talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. We could talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. And when they get caught, brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. A force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the early.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We could talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, yeah, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
carefully examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people, dumb, 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 dumb,
Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We could talk about Jimmy Dore could go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
Months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the you know the thing.
Hello? Is this thing on? Whoa, hey buddy. Hey now, what is going on, everybody? This is Above It Motherfucking All, episode, version, iteration 1094. So, I've got a cup of coffee from this mug here, and it's actually, I've got one sip left, so I'm going to go ahead and save that one for a little bit later when I'm going to need it at some point, and I'm going to go ahead and save that one for a little later. So, I'd like to say hello to those that are joining me. Hello, Lilith. Hello, Home. Hello, Bodan. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. Hello, Billiard Dilliard, also known as Bulliard Dulliard, I am afraid to say. Hello, Addy Had Me Like. Hello, Tom Nook Yankees. Hello, Cloud. Hello, Ham Space Stir. Hello, Daniel S., who is providing a bowl for the ham to stir. Hello, AK-47 Tetris. Hello, nobody else. Hello, JL. Hello, Amanda. Richard Son. Hello, Screenshotted. Hello, Matthew O. Dom. Hello, Ayana. All right, so that's it. That's the cutoff. If you're here now, doesn't matter. You should have got here earlier. What are you doing? Hello, you know the show starts at 10 a.m. You know that. You're aware of that, and you're gonna show up at 10:08. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't buy that for a second. Okay, I don't buy it for a second. So, I've got a lot of shit that I want to talk about today. Look at me, look, I'm doing the whole thing with my hands. Look at me, like, oh yes, I am a very professional person. I'm pontificating right now. So I've got a couple things that I want to talk today, about. Oh, it's my first show, I don't know stuff. Alright, whatever. Sure. Whatever. If you say so.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Okay, so I've got a couple links here. Let's go into this one first. This will give us something to warm ourselves up on. So over the past couple of days, I've been extremely excited at the prospect of a one Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
So, she is going on a victory lap. She's filed the article of impeachment, and she's going on a victory lap. And she went on Dinesh D'Souza's podcast. Now, I've got a question. How can I get Marjorie Taylor Greene on my podcast? Like, she's going on Dinesh D'Souza. She's going on Seb Gorka. Can I get her on my podcast? And then, like, I could, like, pretend to be a right-winger or something and then bring her on. And then, like, I don't know, man. I want to get Marjorie Taylor Greene on my podcast. But anyway, there's an 8-minute clip here. Let's just watch it until we can't watch it anymore. This is who we're up against. This is, like, imagine, like, Magikarp from Pokemon just, like, flailing. And, like, that's what this is.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, a newly elected congresswoman from Northwest Georgia, is on a rampage. Joe Biden...
So she's on a rampage. Whatever that means.
...has been in office one day, and I think she's had enough. She's ready to impeach him. Welcome, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate you doing it. Had enough of Joe Biden already?
I had enough of Joe Biden before he got here, and I'm definitely day one, especially all the things he signed in, executive order yesterday. I think all of America's had enough.
So are you actually introducing legislation, or are you actually introducing articles of impeachment, or are you just talking about it?
No, I'm actually introducing articles of impeachment on Joe Biden. Joe Biden, when he was vice president for the United States, he perfectly demonstrated that he was willing to abuse the power of the vice presidency. And he did so on camera, on tape, admitting it himself when he said he would withhold $1 billion just to make sure a certain prosecutor got fired from his job, all because it was affecting his son, Hunter Biden's deals with a certain energy company in Ukraine. This is an abuse of power, and there's a clear pattern. There's an investigation.
I could watch Marjorie Taylor Greene all day, to be honest. Like, just her saying this dumb garbage is just so entertaining to me. I'm sorry if this isn't your thing, but my lord, this is fun to watch.
Ongoing right now into Hunter Biden's laptop, and that investigation really
laptop
needs to happen.
From hell.
The American people deserve to know, and it's already been demonstrated that we can't trust Joe Biden because he will do anything and everything, abusing the power of the presidency.
Now, again, if you take these words in a vacuum, Joe Biden's corrupt. Sure. Agreed. Right? But then when you go around and wear a mask that says Trump won, you know, it's like...
abusing the American people, all to help his family in their corrupt deals, business deals with foreign countries' energy companies. And
now, you recently tweeted out the tape, and some people have seen it, but I think it's worth taking another quick look at as a reminder, if only. So let's run the tape.
No, I said I'm not going to.
All right, we can skip this. We've already seen this.
Your thing.
Hours. If the prosecutor's not
play
fired,
the tape.
you're not getting the money.
Where's my money, Joe?
Got fired, and they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
Joe Biden's so touchy.
Now, I don't think that there is much doubt that this guy has had a long career of corruption. But is it your position that he should be impeached for what he did before? Or are you saying that because he did what he did before, he's compromised in executing the duties of his office now?
Both. He abused the power of the vice presidency before, and he is compromised going forward now, and he continues to deny everything, even when evidence has been shown through Hunter Biden. There was the famous interview with Tucker Carlson with Tony Bobulinski, where
the famous interview. Remember the laptop from hell? I also remember when Tucker Carlson filibustered for like a week because the laptop got like lost in the mail or something.
Who was Hunter Biden's business partner at the time, and explained exactly what happened and how James Biden, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden are all involved in this corrupt business deals with the Chinese energy company. And so this is a danger to...
Is it a Chinese energy company or is it a Ukrainian energy company? I'm not sure. Or is it both? Anyway, I don't know if I can handle any more of this. Let's skip around.
Electoral college votes for Joe Biden. And I can tell you that as now a new member of Congress, I'm appalled at the way Congress functions. And so, no, that is truly a separate issue. That's why I objected on the 6th, on January 6th. We objected to these electoral college votes for Joe Biden that we believe were fraudulent in 6 states. But that is a completely separate issue. My issue is with corruption and power and
So, okay, let me get this straight. So this bitch is going on there saying, Biden crime family. Right, like that's what she's saying. She's going out there and she's doing that, right? Which, God bless her. And then, after that, she's going to explain why she objected to the election. And then also say the election was stolen. Who stole it? Joe Biden stole it? But if Joe Biden's corrupt... And that, in your definition of corruption, is based on working with China. I mean, it came out a couple months ago, I think back in October or September, that Trump pays more taxes in China than he does in the United States. So I just don't understand this whole pick and choose, like cherry pick. I mean, this is totally like something that you're like, this is someone who believes in God, and you can tell. Like, if you can believe in the Christian version of God, you can believe in anything. Like, seriously. Like, she goes off like that really dumb, like, fucking preacher vibe. Or not even preacher vibe, but the one who gets preached to. Like, imagine if you were to do, like, a fucking, like, Borat style, like, fucking filmography, and, like, someone's in the fucking, like, stands singing, like, oh, God, yeah, all right. And then they walk out of the church, right? And it's like they actually believe all that shit, and then you just follow them around with a camera for a little bit. I would love to do that. That's what this person reminds me of. Just someone who's gone fully off the wall, bonkers, cuckoo. And it's hilarious, and you bet I'm gonna be like covering her like every single day for the foreseeable future, because this is just it's just really entertaining to me. And if it's not entertaining to you, I mean, I respect that, but at the same time, I don't respect that.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
Fucking Joe Biden. Ugh. President Joe Biden. Could you imagine filing articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden? Just... I pay more taxes than Trump. Same probably. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a great day. So, let's move on here. Let's see. So again, I would want to say I will be talking about the force the vote debate that was yesterday. I will be talking about that because it was really funny. I'm like considering doing like a full stream watch of it because it was that bad. Like, would anyone watch me watch the force the vote debate, like the full archive? Because it was like really bad. But I do have a few clips here, but I'm not gonna do that quite yet. I want to take this moment. To say that Larry King is dead. Now, I never watched Larry King. I don't really care about his show. But Larry King brought us some excellent entertainment, and I want to show that entertainment with the world here. So I wanted to play, here's Larry King on David Rubin's report, and here's him answering a cell phone in the middle of a live interview and talking to his kid. It's amazing.
Samsung.
And it's ringing right now.
It is. That's it. Hello? Hey, Cannon, where are you? Oh, you didn't have a game today?
I just love this. This is amazing.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday.
Like, I know, like, Larry King is dead. This is the only thing I've ever seen from him, so, like, bear with me. But, like, I just love, like, Dave's response here. Like, his face, he's flabbergasted. He has to drink water, right? He has to drink water because he doesn't know what else to do. And when you're in media, right, like, one of the premier things, you can see this anywhere, is if someone drinks water, it's because they're trying to think of something to say. It buys them, like, a solid 5 or 6 seconds. So Dave is flabbergasted here. He's just talking on the phone. I love it.
I got a list. You got a doubleheader this coming Saturday.
Little double
How did you do?
Larry.
Oh, that's great.
Can we talk about Dave Rubin has a basketball? What is that? Why is there a fucking basketball? And like what is that? I just love it. You can
That's a
barely hear what's
333
on the other
batting
side of the
average,
phone,
Cannon.
That's great.
Well, I'm doing David Rubin's podcast now. I'm on his show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you. Oh, wow. Cannon, you're a star. So you could do 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator. He wants to do his own podcast.
I'll bring him in.
He's going
We'll
to be
make it
20
happen.
years old. I'll bring him here. He's a great kid. All right, Ken, when am I going to see you? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do the how about Thursday? How about Friday night? All right. The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games. Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Cannon. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. What? What? No, what?
His face. I love it.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
It goes on, but that's just a clip I found. It's really funny. But yeah, Larry King is dead, so I hope he enjoyed the doubleheader. Like whenever this was, like a year ago or so. So I hope he had a good time with his kid at the doubleheader. But at the same time, I don't watch his stuff. I know he's been on TV for a while. Someone said, hey, you should talk about it. So I was like, okay, I'll talk about it. But, that's it. So there you go. I'm sorry for my lackluster Larry King segment. I don't know him. Rest in peace, etc. He was on the B movie. I know that one. So there you go. See, look at me. I'm talking to an imaginary person. There's no one over there. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, that's also Dave Rubin's hero. Like he said that earlier in that little double. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
In my opinion, it's never too late. So, little double sound deck. So that's the story, fellas.
Larry had that kid when he was about 70 with his 7th wife. Yo, that's epic, honestly. That's epic. Who keeps a basketball on a bookshelf? David Rubin does. Could you imagine? Like, that's so funny, though. Like, what a brilliant idea. Like, imagine, like, if I were, like, doing, like, a fucking, like, mainstream news show. Like, I'm on, like, Fox News or CNN or something, right? And I just, like, pull out my phone and, like, talk to my dad. Like, or, like, I don't have a kid, right? So it's, but, like, the only, like, it's just, like, a really hilarious thing. I really can't believe how funny it is. Yeah? Yeah, boring AF. I nearly turned out. Oh no. Oh no. This is why I can't have a show, because I would have screamed at his dumb ass. to get the fuck off the phone. That's why it's so funny, is that, like, David Rubin is just, like, he's starstruck, and he just doesn't, like, watching someone like that squirm is great. Because, like, I've done podcasts, right? I've done all this shit, and I've been in those awkward scenarios where, like, someone won't shut the fuck up, or, like, they ruin the flow or something, and, like, what do? You're live. You know, you can't talk about, like, you know, I've been in that position. And, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey, can you see the YouTube chat? That is correct. That is the only chat I can see, actually. All right. Speaking of being able to see, got some breaking news here. So the newly minted Senate Majority Leader, Chucky Schumer, decided to go on the floor of the Senate and use some very crass language. Let's watch.
But make no mistake, there will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the insurrection against the United States. But make no mistake, there will be a trial, and when that trial ends, senators will have to decide if they believe Donald John Trump incited the insurrection against the United States.
I'm sorry, that's just so funny. It's just so funny. I'm sorry. Like the funny, like the Easter egg part is Donald John Trump inciting the erection. I can't, dude. I can't. In fact, you know, I won't. I won't. Is there anything else, like, do I need commentary here? Like, oh, yes, as a news podcast, I'm here to tell you that is... Like, what the fuck? Like, what do I comment? Like, what is there to add? This is just really funny. It's just really funny. That's it. There's nothing else. Like, that's it. That's the segment. Oh, motherfucker. Imagine inciting the erection. The fact that he didn't, like, burst out laughing at that, you know, like, whenever I make a misspeech or whatever, like, I will usually, like, call myself out instantly, but the ability for him to just say, like, yep, I just said incited the erection, I'm just gonna keep going, like, that's actually pretty, like, that resolve is actually pretty good. Jesus. Goddamn. All right, Iana, I'm so sorry. Iana. I don't know. That's such a difficult thing for me. Goodbye. Have a good one, though. I'm so sorry for fucking you up here. In India, a journalist, Arnab Goswami, already knew a terrorist attack was going to happen. And military will respond to attack. Journalist is pro-Modi. Take a look at it, plus. Send me an email or send me a message or something so that I'll remember it to do that later. But that sounds interesting. I don't know much about India though. I know Modi is bad. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge of Indian affairs, which is again not much. My email is in the chat. Andrea at speed.dog. If you've got anything you want to send me, I try to check as much as I can. If I don't respond, it's not because I hate you. It's because I'm overwhelmed with all the emails I get, and I'll try to get through. But if you slip through the cracks, feel free to just send me another message. I don't mind. Anyway, speaking of things that well, actually, this, you know, I do mind this. So one Kyle Rittenhouse was recently documented at a bar drinking alcoholic beverages. Of course, he is under the age of 21. And he was with his bad influence of a mother. And in Wisconsin, technically it's legal if your mommy is there to drink alcohol. So he has a bad influence for a mother that probably just failed to raise him in any capacity. Like, let's be honest. Kyle, imagine your 17-year-old kid just goes out on a killing spree and you just let's go get a bear, right? I don't know, man. So, so Kyle Rittenhouse's bond is going to be modified because of this instance. So I will read the following article. This is from NBC's Chicago. Kyle Rittenhouse's bond agreement has been modified after prosecutors said he flashed white power signs while posing for photos at a southeastern Wisconsin bar. WTMJ, the NBC affiliate in Milwaukee, reported. Rittenhouse, a now 18-year-old from suburban Antioch, is charged with killing 2 people and wounding a third in unrest following the police shooting of Jacob Blake last summer. Rittenhouse was seen drinking at a bar in the city of Mount Pleasant, about 35 miles south of Milwaukee, after he pleaded not guilty to homicide and other charges resulting from the August 25th shooting. Again, just bad influences all around. That's what the situation is. Rittenhouse, who is white, by the way, is free on $2 million bond after his January 5th arraignment. Rittenhouse, his mother, and several other adults went to Pudgy's Pub, where he was seen drinking beer, according to prosecutors. Although the drinking age is 21, Rittenhouse could legally drink alcohol in Wisconsin because he was with his mommy. Again, bad influence. The bond agreement didn't restrict Rittenhouse from entering a bar, drinking alcohol, or interacting with known members of white supremacist groups. Whoops, forgot a little clause there, huh? A motion previously filed by prosecutors said 5 men at the tavern serenaded Rittenhouse with the song Proud of Your Boy, which has become the anthem of the Proud Boys, a white supremacist group whose members have been identified as being involved in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Imagine, what kind of level of cognitive decline that you have to be facing for you to get on your knees and serenade an 18-year-old because he murdered a bunch of Black Lives Matter protesters. That is some big brain stuff right there. The defendants' continued association with members of a group that prides itself on violence and the use of their symbols raises the significant possibility of future harm. Further, this association may serve to intimidate potential witnesses, the motion read. On January 22nd, the following details of the modified bond were released. Rittenhouse cannot possess nor consume alcoholic beverages. Rittenhouse shall not knowingly have contact with any person or group known to harm, threaten, harass, or menace others on the basis of their race, beliefs on the subject of religion, color, national origin, or gender. Rittenhouse cannot possess firearms. Rittenhouse is set to return to court on March 10th for his final pretrial appearance. So, basically this dumb motherfucker decides, all right, I just murdered people for fun. So what happened was Trump gave me money. I bought a gun. I murdered people for fun. And now, literal neo-Nazi organizations gave me $2 million so I could get out of jail and drink beer at Pudgy's Pub with my mommy while a bunch of grown, bearded adults get on their hands and knees and sing about how great I am. I understand why Kyle Rittenhouse is doing all this, right? But that's the thing. It's again, you are raised in an environment that says, yes, violence is good. Killing people you disagree with is good. You go out there and you kill people you disagree with, and your mom celebrates it. Your mom is like, good job, honey. You killed innocent people. You're so amazing. Oh, yay. You want to go for beer? Huh? And then they go with bearded adults that are members of neo-Nazi organizations where they get on their hands and knees and sing to him. It's literally woohoo! There is some dumb motherfucking bullshit going on in the water or something in Wisconsin. I don't know, but seriously, man, these people are fucked in the head, and Jesus Christ. Just everything about this situation reeks of of just all the problems in America are like parents that teach their children how to be evil and not how to be good, and then just indulge in that bad behavior with no like with no responsibility whatsoever. It's just kind of gross. It's fucking ugh. That's all I got. JL, $5. 18-year-olds get the death penalty, right? I don't support the death penalty. I'd rather see Kyle rot in jail for the rest of my life. Like, I'm totally kind of looking forward to, like, being 38 years old and then, like I'm in the papers, or, like, I'm reading the papers, like, oh, Kyle Rittenhouse said fuck in the jail cell, goddamn. And then I flip over to the, I'm totally down with that. So I hope he stays in jail for the rest of his life. That's my goal. I don't have a goal, I guess. But that's my preferred outcome, I should say. Hello, new users that are in the stream. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Like I said before, I am staying in New Jersey right now for family reasons. I was originally going to stay a week. It's turning out that I'm going to be staying an extra week, so I will be in this location for an extra week. I'm going to try, I think, over the course of today to get this like whole thing a little bit better. Some people that I'm staying with are going home. My brother is leaving tomorrow. And so when that happens, I will have more time to do other stuff, like on stream. So, cause I'm kind of just doing this, and then, I want to hang out with my family for a little bit. So, but he's going home, and, so I might do a Sunday run day tomorrow. And we'll go from there. So that's going to be the situation that I'm kind of dealing with. So again, I'm sorry if these shows have been a little shorter. I'm sorry if the quality has been a little lesser. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the main thing here is just listening to me speak. So I know that, I'm in a different location. Things are a little different, but, I'm still speaking. That's what I do. And if I've got the Ben Shapiro angle or something, that's fine. I can do that. I'm down with that. But yeah, so the mom is part of a white nationalist militia. The media has failed to properly inform the public. I know she's part of something, but I don't know, like, do you have any more info that you'd like to give me? Email sent. All right, Music Viking. I will check that out later, I promise. Again, I'm going to have more time to, like, I know a lot of people have been sending me messages, emails. I'll have a lot more time to get through some stuff tomorrow, once my brother leaves, because, again, I'm just going to have more time, on my hands that I can spend on, doing some streams. So again, I really do, appreciate everyone for showing up. I appreciate everyone just in general. The show's not over yet, by the way. I got some other stuff I'm going to talk about. But I like, I like breaking it up a little bit. We get some little, we get some meta. This is meta, right? That's what the kids say. It's like, bro, that's so meta, right? That's what this is. And it's super meta, and that's the situation we're in. So I just want to say that if I do a Sunday run day, I will be playing Doom 2 Hell on Earth. So if I do a Sunday run day, I will be playing UV Max of that game, and that's going to be the plan. So I'm just throwing that out there. They will make a TV movie out of Rittenhouse. I don't doubt it, to be honest with you. I can totally see that happening. How did you post a link successfully? They probably put a space after the question mark, I think. Bracking the seventh wall? I wish. Woo! Oh! God, my back. Fuck. That felt so good. Holy shit. Wow. Man, I love being alive and I love stretching, let me tell you. Alright, Alright, so let's get into this force the vote thing. Because that's like the main thing else I gotta talk about. And again, if y'all, like, genuinely, I'm down to, like, stream the entirety of Sam Cedar and Brianna Joy Gray's debate on this, because I watched about half of it last night when it was live, and it was extremely funny. And I just like, I got like 2 segments on me that I'm going to talk about today. But I would love to just stream the whole thing and make fun of it as we go. If anyone's interested in that, like maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Like let me know genuinely, because again, I love making fun of stupid people, or at least people that I perceive as being stupid at that specific moment. And I also love content, and I love streaming. So, I mean, it might be funny. How long is it? I don't know, actually. Let me look it up real quick. How long is this? All
right, let's go live.
It's 3.5 hours. Holy shit. I only watched like 45 minutes. I thought I watched half of it, but I only watched 45 minutes. Holy shit. Wow. Man, that is some high-key cringe. But again, this whole like debate thing had like a lot of really bad moments in it. Wow. It looks like he's on for the whole thing. I mean, I'm just doing like the thing where you pick through. Okay, he leaves at about 3 hours. He leaves at 2 hours, 48 minutes, and then he leaves. But, like, also, I wonder what they were saying afterward. Like, that's the other thing, is, like, I don't know, man, these people are weird. We should do an official count of how many times Brie interrupts, and a second count on how many times she strawman Sam when she interrupts. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know, should I stream the debate, like, maybe tomorrow night or something? What do y'all think? Like, is that something y'all are interested in? Because I am. Because, again, it's just free content for me, so just keep that in mind. But anyway, I want to get into the part that I found that was, like, this was, like, again, I stopped watching around this point. So Brianna Joy Gray did a debate with Samuel Lincoln Cedar, to my understanding is his full name. And decided to, instead of bringing her A game, she decided to bring her, I guess, like E game or like F game or like, I don't know, like Z game. She brought a really bad game. So I saw this last night, and this part here, I want to play this clip because it's really bizarre. It's just really bizarre. So Brianna Joy Gray is really struggling because she keeps trying to bring up Jimmy Dore and then gets mad whenever Sam Cedar brings up Jimmy Dore. And by the way, you cannot, disassociate Force the Vote from Jimmy Dore. It's Jimmy Dore's self-proclaimed idea. Brianna Joy Gray several times in this debate said that it was his idea and that he is directly linked to it, and then also argued the exact opposite many times. So this part I thought was profoundly embarrassing on her part, and I'm just going to play the clip and we can watch.
I realized I'd been duped.
My name's Brianna, and regardless, Jimmy Dore could go and kill 15
DSA,
okay.
Nurses.
Now, I just want to say, okay, so Brianna Joy Gray tries to say the really cringy thing right here. Listen.
Jimmy Dore could go and kill 15
DSA,
okay.
So I want that to be like cheat. Like that is the most important thing that I noticed was that Jimmy Dore could kill 15 and then, Sam like cut her off, which, it was like, I understand, sometimes there's like that moment of like delay or whatever. I get it, right? So they have that miscommunication. Brianna Joy Gray is about to say Jimmy Dore can kill 15 children. I still support Force the Vote, right? But then she gets a gift from God. And this is what, like, I really want to, like, I want to emphasize how much of a gift from God this is. So she gets the gift from God of Samuel Lincoln Cedar deciding to cut her off, meaning she was about to embarrass herself, and now she has a second chance to just not embarrass herself. And I want you to understand that, because her brain is thinking, hell yeah, man, I'm going to say something totally cool, bro. Which, like, again, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I have a problem with that when you're trying to do so in the favor of Force the Vote and Jimmy Dore. That's what I have the problem with, right? But if, like, whatever. So, like, she has this really dumb thing to say, and then she really wants to say it. And then this happens. Like, again, it's so bizarre.
I realized I'd been duped.
My name's Brianna, and regardless, Jimmy Dore could go and kill 15.
You brought up the DSA, you brought up nurses, you brought up the media, you brought up David Sirota.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out, we can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in Force the Vote. So there are ways that I think we can talk about the effect of Jimmy Dore's argumentative style on this discourse?
Well, it's not an argumentative style.
Okay.
It's not, I don't mind his style. I think that when you put out and make the argument over and over again that she's a sellout and they're a fraud, I think that does damage.
We can and we should talk about that, but that's different than making
I just want to say again. I said this on Twitter when I was watching the debate last night. I did a debate with Nico House, who is a literal neo-Nazi collaborator. Like, he does films with neo-Nazis about how the election was stolen, about how Black Lives Matter and Antifa are terrorist organizations, right? So I debated this guy, right? And his chief strategy was to continue to bring up Jimmy Dore, but then also say it's not about Jimmy Dore. And I noticed that that's what Bree is doing here. It's whenever you can use Jimmy Dore as like a positive thing, it's like, oh, Jimmy Dore has the big audience, 10 to 12 million views. And then whenever Jimmy Dore is talked about in a negative aspect, it's like, oh, it's not about Jimmy Dore. It's not about Jimmy Dore. Well, you can't have it both ways. And that's the thing that's so bizarre about this, is like their inability to discuss the strategy of force the vote. And again, I only watched about 45 minutes of this debate. I thought it was only like about an hour and a half or so. Apparently it's 3 hours, so maybe this debate is like really bad overall. But I mean, again, from the little bit that I saw, and I might watch the rest later, the little bit that I saw, it reminded me of when I debated Nico House, of like every time Sam Cedar tried to talk about the strategy and like the step-by-step process of the strategy, they would keep trying to talk about, oh, but healthcare in a pandemic, healthcare in a pandemic, healthcare in a pandemic. Oh, but there's a pandemic going on in healthcare, and that means I win the argument. The whole thing is like, again, they tried to use force the vote as a litmus test for whether or not you're progressive or whatever. Now, first of all, I'm an anarchist. I'm not a progressive, and that needs to be first and foremost, right? Now, the second of all, again, you can endorse Medicare for All as a political policy without endorsing a specific tactical procedure of getting there. Like, for example, someone can say, I think we should try to get a public option first, and then we'll transition to Medicare for All afterward. And I can say, all right, I disagree with that tactical approach, but I understand where you're coming from, and maybe if there's a time where that's a decent approach later in the future, I can get down with that, but personally, that's not my thing. That was my opinion on force the vote, right? Was that, like, it's kind of a dumb strategy, but, like, whatever, right? And so, like, but the inability for these people to defend the strategy without pretending like their opponent is against Medicare for All, they just can't do it. Like Nico House, again, I debated Nico House, and every single time I would try to talk about the strategy, Nico would go into, oh, it's a pandemic. People don't have health insurance. It's like, yeah, I know. Like, we agree on that, right? So again, and then also Brianna Joy Gray is a self-identified, and I want to very much so explicitly say that it is self-identified. She is a self-identified comms expert, comms being short for communications. Now, her past experience was losing in what looked like to be a pretty winnable race. Now, again, the powers that be, the media is very, very big. I think the media is the number one culprit as to why Bernie Sanders lost. However, Bree is well positioned, right? She is literally the only person that can be in this position, right? And this is why it's so bizarre. She was with the Bernie Sanders campaign and was against the media and failed. So now her next idea is to, without the Bernie Sanders campaign, go against the media all by herself with Jimmy Dore and Nico House behind her and 12 other people outside of the steps of the Capitol. That's her plan? If she couldn't get a front-runner Democratic nominee, right, like, or a candidate, literally won the first 3 states. He was the front-runner. And sure, you lose South Carolina, but again, and I know the media was the huge, like, antagonist there, and that's what I'm saying. But if Bree is going to say that, like, all of a sudden, the media, which, again, Chris Matthews had to retire because of his comments on Bernie Sanders winning Nevada, right? The media had to react to that. They were forced to, right? The media is not forced to talk about AOC and healthcare in a pandemic. If they did this force the vote strategy, the media would just say, look, AOC is not letting the speakership vote go through. Why isn't she letting us get COVID relief? Why isn't she let this, that, and that? Why is she trying to sabotage Biden's presidency? That would be wall to wall on mainstream media. Do you think Brianna Joy Gray can go up against that? No. she couldn't go up against that when all the fucking cards that would possibly be stacked in her favor were stacked in her favor. Again, she was the press secretary for the front runner, and she still failed. And again, my analysis here is that the media, we're going to have to deal with them on a whole separate issue. That's my analysis. But her analysis is, I'm a comms expert. That's her analysis. So again, I don't know. This clip was a little bizarre. And, Jesus Christ. My lord. But I mean, so dumb. I've got another clip that's like legit reprehensible, and I'm gonna go into that. But like, one of the problems with doing these like shows where I want to do multiple segments about the same overall topic is that I'm gonna have to repeat myself a little bit. So bear with me. But the next clip that I saw, and I guess this is from a Q&A like portion. I guess there was like 90 minutes of a debate, I guess, and then like probably the other 90 minutes was probably Q&A. That's what I would imagine. But wow. Force the vote is not very smart. I agree with Destiny more. Better push progressive candidates rather than forcing... Yeah, no, sure. Absolutely. I don't know about, attributing that to Destiny, but, okay. The media and failure to invest in black grassroots organizing groups. Absolutely. I mean, there's a whole thing about that. But again, like, her strategy specifically is we're going to go up against the media with Force the Vote. Like, that's the thing. It's like, we're going to go up against the media, man. And it's like... Okay, well, let me look at your resume, right? Like, you've got, like, within the last 365 days, you've got experience of going against the media and losing. Like, so it's like, I don't know if I trust her to go up against the media. Like, she can't go up against people that agree with her without, like, saying, I want to kill 15 children, right? So it's like, okay. But yeah, wow. Not good. Not good.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Wow. All right, I don't want 15 children to die. I don't know about the other people, but that is my position. Well, it's a strong position. I agree with that position. But again, this whole force the vote thing is so bad. Like, it really is horrendous. All right, so again, I've got another clip here from the very same debate. Again, if y'all want me to stream the full 3 hours on like 1.5x or something, right? I'm down to do so, but only if y'all would watch. Like, literally, I'm not going to sit there and not have a chat room to fuck around with. Like, but, like, I'm totally down because, like, it looks like, just from these snippets that I saw, it looks like it's high caliber cringe. And I'm going to play another clip that proves that, I think. Okay, yeah, so give me a sec. Hey Bob, why can't I find the full debate on Google? I'll send you a link. Sometimes this door opens. Like, sometimes this fucking door opens in the middle of my show and it's like really scary. Right? Anyway, but yeah, if anyone wants to watch me watch the full debate later, just to, like, tell me when. I might do it tomorrow night when my brother's gone, so if you want to wait until tomorrow night and experience it with me, there you go. So, like, that's my, like, if you want to watch it with me, I might do it tomorrow night. If you don't, that's fine too, but, again, I'm sorry I haven't been streaming as much recently, but I will have a little bit more free time to do stuff starting tomorrow, so I'm just throwing that out there. So Samuel Lincoln of the Cedar variety decided to debate Brianna Joy Gray on a podcast that is literally called Bad Faith. So I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but they did a question and answer portion. And so it appears to my understanding, and again, I've operated these streams. I'm a producer and a podcaster. So either Brianna Joy Gray or Virgil Texas, or maybe there's another producer in the background, picked these questions, and someone is basically I literally cannot believe this. I literally this is just so reprehensible to me. But I don't know, man. This is weird. So either Bree Joy Gray or Virgil Texas or an unnamed, unknown producer decided to question Sam Cedar on what his dead best friend would think about this dumb bullshit drama. And it's just really uncomfortable to watch. So if I had to watch it, so do you. And I want you to look at this clip because Bree is trying to set him up on this end. And then Bree is trying to weaponize his dead friend against him. It's just gross. It's
Universe
just gross.
folks were
It's
against
just really
FTV,
bad.
but several Michael Brooks guests like Cornel West and Richard Wolff were for it. Where do you think Michael would have landed? I can't say. I don't even know if I don't even know if it's appropriate to even make an assumption. I mean, I think Michael had, I don't know. I think he would have probably been inclined to be supportive, but I think also I know that Michael had a similar issue that I do with Jimmy, and I think that he would have seen that as being unhelpful. But I don't know.
I think he would have started off against it.
So I'm sorry again. You can clearly see that Sam Cedar's uncomfortable, right? It's just really kind of just such a dumb, especially after, because I watched, a lot, I guess, of the first part before the question and answer. So imagine, you bring someone on your show and you yell at them for, 3 hours or 2 hours, and then you lecture them or interrogate them on what their dead friend would think about this dumb internet drama. I literally cannot envision such a scenario.
And then been persuaded for the reasons that you say. I think that he would have started off distrustful of it because of Jimmy. And because I had several people like this in my life who didn't like it, but then liked it after they read my article. And then I think throughout he would have tried to distance from Jimmy and been very critical of Jimmy. But I also think that Michael had this, we often agreed about the dumb left stuff. He thought that voting third party was dumb. He thought that all of that, anything kind of withholding your vote was dumb. He didn't like those sorts of things. And this feels like that. It has that same kind of strategic valence. So it could go the other way. I thought about it a lot, and I'm not, nobody knows, obviously.
The idea that Brianna Joy Gray is going to utilize dumb left to speak about other people. No, it's not me. I'm not in the dumb left. No, it's those other people. I just one of my favorite parts about this debate was how Virgil is just in the background gone. There's a considerable portion of time where he's just not even at the mic stand. I feel bad for him. I don't because he's rich, but I feel bad for him in the sense of having to be there for that disaster. Again, imagine picking a question, right? Asking someone about what their dead friend would think about this petty internet drama, and then knowing that they're uncomfortable with the question, and then trying to leap down like a fucking vulture, trying to scavenge some of the fucking pity points from. It's just gross, dude.
Right.
But I thought about it a lot.
I don't, I am uncomfortable, projecting out and using his legacy to, in that way.
Yeah, I gotta say, the question puts a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Okay, well.
Bree just looks defeated. It's uh-oh. Did I just it's oh, well.
To, in that way.
Yeah, I gotta say, the question puts a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest with you.
Okay, well.
Can we talk about
Unbelievable. Again, I just it's just so bizarre to me. It really this whole thing is just so bizarre. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I just I'm trying to understand this whole thing. The force to vote thing is over, right? Nancy Pelosi is the speaker. It's done. Right, I just don't understand. Again, they're trying to make it a saga, and I'm playing into it. It is definitely a saga, but they're trying to make it it's some era of Like, when I was debating Nico House, who, again, is a literal collaborator with neo-Nazis. He made films talking about how Black Lives Matter and anti-fascist protesters are terrorists, right? He talks about how the election was stolen and how Joe Biden is a fake president, right? So that's what Nico House does. And in our debate, he was telling me that AOC had unlimited power and could have demanded anything for her speaker vote. And I watched a lot of this debate. I didn't watch the full thing yet with Bree and Sam. And Bree was saying the same shit. That, like, if you withhold your vote for Nancy Pelosi, then you can demand anything you want from her to vote for her. Like, what? Like, I just don't understand this thought process of, like, okay, we're going to withhold our vote, and then we get whatever we want. If that were the way that the speakership worked, like, okay, AOC and the squad can withhold their vote and get Medicare for all tomorrow. If that were the way these things worked, this would still be a slave state. Like, this would be a much worse country than it is right now. If you could just say, hey, speaker, I'm not going to vote for you. 10 of my buddies aren't going to vote for you unless you give us whatever we want. Like, throughout the history of this country, right, these politicians have been mostly evil. So if that were the way that this country worked, this country would be a hell of a lot worse. So I just don't understand how someone like Bree could say something so dumb. And again, in this question and answer portion, picking a question that's trying to, like, pit someone's dead friend. Like, this is like someone that this person knew for like a significant portion of time. And she's just like, hey, what do you think your dead friend would say about this? It's like, it's like, again, and the podcast itself is called Bad Faith. And, like, I just, like, that literally is the perfect descriptor. This podcast that she runs is awful. It's awful. This is an awful podcast. I'm sorry. It's just really bad. Like, this is just really bad stuff. Wow. Unbelievable. And again, like, if you're going up against a Republican, like, let me just, like, be very explicit here, right? Let's say you get Charlie Kirk on your podcast and you say, hey, Charlie, your mentor died from coronavirus. Like, why are you still so, like, I understand the gotcha. I understand what she's trying to do here, right? And that's what makes it worse, is that, like, they're supposed to be all on the same side, right? It's supposed to be like Medicare for all. We just have different approaches of how we want to do it, right? Now, again, the forced to vote opportunity is over, right? So it's not an active conversation, but she's trying to tear down anyone that has a small strategical difference of opinion from her. And that's what's so problematic, is she's in full media attack dog mode. And that's why she thought it was okay to say Jimmy Dore can kill 15 children and I still support him. And why it's okay that I can just bring up your dead best friend to talk about how wrong you are. Like, because she's in full, like, non-human interaction media attack dog mode. And that's the thing that's, like, destroying her credibility, is she thinks that this is like a grand righteous battle, like a historic crusade. She thinks she's marching through, like, fucking the streets, you know, like, trying to find, like, I don't know, like, I'm just trying to come up with an analogy here, but it's, like, really bizarre. When in reality, in the real world, Sam just probably went on there to have, like, a conversation about it. Like, she thought, like, that this is, like, a grand opportunity to, like, you know, like, expose Sam for being a faker or whatever. And Sam's probably just going in there is like, I just want to know what the hell these people are thinking, right? And probably, I don't think his question got answered. So was it worthwhile? I'm not sure. But Jesus motherfucking Christ, that is some embarrassing fucking shit, let me tell you. Talk about bad faith. Whew, my lord. But yeah, that's my show for today. That's all of my segments that I had planned. Again, if you want to watch me stream the full debate, apparently it's about 3 hours. I'm willing to do so tomorrow night. So just let me know. Just like literally just let me know, because I'm actually very interested in watching the full thing, because again, this is a content mine for me. Like, let me be real here. Like, making fun of stupid people, love it. Making fun of stupid people with a hashtag that I can get extra views from, love it even more. So I'm totally down to watch the full thing tomorrow night. If anyone's curious. And again, I mean, like, again, I watched a little bit of it, and there was, like, a couple moments that I thought were, like, clip-worthy, like, bizarro moments. But I just didn't have the time to watch the full thing last night, so. JL, $5. Dum Left Squad, Bree and Jimmy. Yeah, yes, that's correct. Yo, I got something in my fucking eyeball. Wow. Whew. Bree would still support Jimmy after he shot 15 kids. I mean, if Jimmy Dore were to shoot 16 kids, right, like, that's the cutoff. Like, really, for Brianna Joy Gray, that's the cutoff. It's like, 15 kids I can handle, 16 at that point, I mean, you know, I gotta cut my losses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God, though.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
Oh. Who's to say 4 dozen different Democratic caucuses were also making similar demands of Nancy? Exactly. Like, AOC and the squad can demand anything in the world, but everyone else doesn't get anything? Like, what? Like, I literally just don't fucking understand the thought process. And again, I only watched like 45 minutes of this debate, and it's garbage. It's awful. And I'm excited to watch 3 hours of that. That's going to be great. Hello, Wana. We need a max update immediately. Force the Goat is trolling people online while the squad is organizing workers. Real direct action. Exactly. The one thing Michael Brooks understood was how politics within the Senate and the House actually worked. I mean, again, like, you can disagree with the system of governance that we have today, but to say that AOC had unlimited power because she withheld her vote or whatever for Nancy Pelosi, to make that claim requires not only do you have limited knowledge of our system of governance, and again, if you don't want to learn about it, that's fine, but not only do you have limited knowledge, you have no knowledge, and then also you are perpetuating this idea that you have all of the knowledge. So you've got nothing. You know nothing about this. You act like you know everything, and then you act like, oh, well, if you have a minor disagreement with me, and if that minor disagreement is just making a factual statement of reality, well, then you don't care about healthcare in a pandemic. It's like, what? Again, I shit you not. I debated Nico House, and I watched 45 minutes or so of the Sam and Bree debate, and it was almost identical to the debate that I had with Nico House. It was almost identical. It was almost fucking identical, dude. But Brianna Joy Gray doesn't collaborate with neo-Nazis, and that's why that's weird to me. Like, I understand why someone like Nico House, who collaborates with neo-Nazis, would be a disingenuous loser in a debate. But Brianna Joy Gray was the press secretary for Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign, dude. And she's going out there doing the same shit as a literal neo-Nazi. It's weird. And I'm not trying to say she is a neo-Nazi. I'm going to be very explicit about that. It's just weird that these are the people she's allying herself with. It's weird. It's strange. I love how Bodan is just asking, like, biographical questions in the chat. It's really adorable. Fun Police, $4.99. OMG, I woke up drooling. I'm glad I get a little bit of my favorite person in show. Well, you got a show to watch if you rewind, right? Like, there's a whole hour I did. Hour and 7 minutes now. Brianna flip-flopped more than a fish out of water. Agreed. Yep. That's 14 more kids than Trump could kill and get away with it. Yep. There you go. Larry King didn't make it. Yeah. Unfortunately. He made it to only one of the two in the doubleheader. Double.
In my opinion, it's never too late. So, little double sound deck.
So good. Ian Kinzel, since AOC has failed us, Bree must primary AOC. Why won't Bree do this? Why is Bree standing between us and healthcare? That's actually a great question. If Brianna Joy Gray were to just primary AOC, literally the act of her filing the FEC paperwork, like as soon as the FEC got that paperwork and it was filed in the system, we'd have healthcare. Why won't Bree do it? Why is she standing in the way of Medicare for all? It's so stupid. Oh my God, Bodan. I personally have a policy of I like to keep my personal life private. I don't mind answering questions, but I have no need to involve private information of other people on my broadcast. That's my policy. This is a show about me, and I don't want to hurt anyone else, because again, there's a lot of people that don't like me, nonetheless. So there's a lot of people that write down a lot of private information that I give out in an attempt to locate me or the people I care about. And I'd prefer to limit that from happening in the future. So, it's not a secret. There's no secrets. It's just I don't think it's relevant to the content I produce. But yeah, that's pretty much the show for today. Does anyone have questions? Can anyone ask me questions about like my dead friends or something? Sorry. Oh, so ridiculous. But, yeah. How's Max today? I don't know. I requested, a news update from the current viewer of Max, the babysitter of this dog, and they have neglected to send me any updates, so I'm not sure what's going on. We might have to get the OAS involved. I really don't want to make that phone call, but I might have to. Open secrets to see where the donors lie. I used to actually have all of my donation money public at all times, but then I stopped updating it because it was too much work. Dedicated to being a good doggy. He's dead. Dedicated. Okay. Yeah. Gonna have to be gone for another week though. So. Then I stopped because it was too much work. Oh my god. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But yeah, again, I'm gonna be streaming more tomorrow. I might do a Sunday. I'm definitely going to do a Sunday Run Day game tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Doom 2, Hell on Earth, UV Max, and emphasis on Max. If y'all want to watch the Bad Faith debate with me tomorrow, let me know. Just say, let's do it, and then we'll do it. And if you don't, that's fine too. And that kind of stuff. I just like, I love the positive feedback. I love the negative feedback. I just love feedback in general. Juana says, pick coming. Incoming. Next time you leave home, we demand you set up a Max cam. That can maybe be arranged, actually. As a healthcare worker, I question how M4A could be implemented, but I get attacked relentlessly for that in lefty circles. I mean, what do you mean you question how it would be implemented? Like, obviously, yeah, if there is an implementation, it won't be overnight. And that's what's so disingenuous about this force the vote thing, is they say if you disagree even slightly that you're denying them health care. And you can wait. That's what they say. Oh, you can just wait. You can afford to wait for your health care. It's like, what? Like, so you think AOC, not only is she going to get Medicare for All passed, right? The Pramila Jayapal plan, which has a 2-year transition time. So she's going to not only get that plan passed, but she's going to rewrite the legislation to make it, instead of a 2-year transition time, to happen overnight. And then that's going to be passed? What? Right? But that's what they say. That's literally their argument. Is that if they would have forced the vote, not only would Medicare for All pass, it would pass in a better version of it. It's like, what? Like, I just don't understand. So I've got a breaking news update here. Breaking news. We have reportedly a photograph of Max the dog, who is, to my understanding, currently sitting on my blanket, by the way. This is my blanket. That is also my pillow. This is a Minecraft pillow. very important to understand. So Max is currently sitting on my blanket. Now, Juana, I've got a question. Does Max only sit on my blanket? Is it is he obsessed with my blanket? Is that a coincidence? Does he know that's on my blanket? Please describe that information. That is an incredible image. That is an incredible image. Did Bree say Jayapal's plan was too slow? No. Not, she didn't say that. It's like a hiding, what is the term? There's a term for it, but it's like a hiding. They say, right, the Force the Vote crew says that if you don't support forcing the vote, that you can, quote, afford to wait. That's what I get told. If I go through my comments or whatever, right, you can see, oh, you are forced, or you've got health care. You can wait. We can't wait. We're in a pandemic. We can't wait. That's what they say. Whereas the bill that they advocate for has a 2-year transition period. So it's they haven't even read the bill that they advocate for. They just don't know what they're advocating for. They're just dumb. They're dumb motherfuckers. That's what they are. He does that circling thing before laying on it. He doesn't touch anything but that in the pillow. Oh my God. He doesn't touch anything except that in the pillow. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. We got to bring that dog up to New Ass Jersey at some point. Wow. That frickin' dog? I can't, dude. I'm gonna cry. Pass Medicare for all. Do details need to be worked out? Sure. Will it make everything perfect? No. Will there be some mistakes early on? Sure. As long as we pass it, we can refine it later. I mean, I agree on that, but it's they don't, obviously. That's way too nuanced even for them. Did you hear about Kellyanne Conway verbally abusing her daughter? No, I did not. Feel free to send me an email about it. Yeah, we need a full cultural revolution in the United States of America. That's my opinion. Again, I talk about this frequently, but not recently. 88% of Americans have a form of metabolic syndrome, meaning, in colloquial terms, they've got a slow metabolism, which, yes, you can have a slow metabolism due to things like a thyroid problem or, liver problems or diabetes, right? But a vast majority of people do not have those problems. Those problems often cause what I mentioned. 88%, not 8%, not 18%, not 50%, 88%. Chances are you and everyone in your family has a form of metabolic syndrome, which leads to insulin resistance, which leads to diabetes. So now, first and foremost, again, that is one of the chief reasons why the healthcare industry in the United States is so powerful. They, along with the food industry, have been lying to us for decades, at least since the 1960s. They've been lying to us about what food is healthy. Remember the low fat thing? Oh, just have low fat. There you go, right? Low fat was actually less healthy than regular food because fat is a healthier alternative to things like sugar, which are found in carbohydrates, and for example. Now, again, it's very complicated, of course, and I'm still learning about this stuff, and this is something I've been reading a lot about. But again, we need a revolution of personal responsibility in healthcare. And I don't say that in the Republican bootstrap sense. I mean to say that in the self-help sense. We are literally lied to every the term radicalized, when did you get radicalized? Well, the whole precipice of that terminology is the idea that we are by default spawned into our material conditions and lied to about everything. We are lied to about everything in school. We are lied to about everything from our parents. We are lied to about fucking everything. And you need to understand that. So, and we're not talking about just politics. We're not talking about just Amazon paying taxes here. We're like talking about where the food you eat comes from. Like, and that's why, like, I'm not a vegan personally. I'm a vegetarian. I still eat eggs. One of my chief reasons for doing that is health concerns, and money concerns. Eggs are relatively cheap and very nutritious, right? And so that's my main thing. Now, again, I do recognize the problem with eating eggs, but I personally make the decision to eat eggs. However, I cut meat out of my diet. I've cut fructose out of my diet. I've cut a lot of things out of my diet because I don't want to fucking die. Like, my mom died in her, like, fucking 50s because, one, she didn't have health care, and two, she didn't fucking eat properly. In her 50s. Right? Like, I don't want to die in my 50s. No fucking way. Am I gonna die that young? Right? That's not happening. Right? And so, like, we all need to do this. We all need to eat better. When you go fucking to McDonald's, I get it, right? Like, I know. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's fast. But you are killing your fucking self. You are literally killing yourself. You are letting capitalism... Now, this is my analogy. Is, you know how we've got military bases in every country in the fucking world? Okay? Capitalism has military bases in your liver. They've got military bases in your heart. They've got military bases in your lungs. They've got military bases in all of your blood cells. They've got military bases etched into your fucking genome, motherfucker. And you're just letting them do it. And so that's my thing, is we all need to be mindful of the food that we put in our body. Why are so few Americans aware of good nutrition? We are lied to our entire lives. That's why. In school, I was shown something like the food pyramid. And at the top of the food pyramid, they've got ice cream. What? No good? And yeah, look at drugs. Like, I've recently been experimenting with mushrooms, right? Why the hell are those things illegal? Like, why is marijuana illegal? Like, seriously, like, I cannot, like, once you try these drugs, right? It's like, the idea that that shit is illegal, but alcohol is just perfectly fine and dandy. It's like... What? Right? And then, like, you go into, it's like, oh, okay, why did the drug war start? Well, Richard Nixon and his administration literally instituted the drug war to lock people up and strip their voting rights because of who they voted for. They wanted to lock up, quote, the blacks and the hippies because they were not Nixon voters. That is why the drug war started. Right? Because people kept doing drugs. And they were like, damn, I love everyone around me and I want to just be happy and live life. And then Nixon was like, what? If you're happy, you won't vote for me. Go to jail. Like, right? And like, now look at food, for example. Why is organic food more expensive? What? Right? Like, it doesn't make any... Why is organic food more expensive? So you're telling me it's more expensive to just grow food normally? What? So stupid. So stupid. But anyway, I don't know. That's some big brain stuff to think about. That's really my show for today. Again, thank you. If y'all want to hang out more tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing a Doom 2 speedrun. And I might be watching the Sam Bree debate in full. So I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. No. Here's my, efficient. Organic food is less efficient. Define efficiency. My definition of efficiency is feeding and properly providing nutrients for the human body. Okay, great. You can grow a bunch of fucking tomatoes that are poisonous and kill people. Awesome. I'm happy for you. Those are wonderful, and I'm glad you had fun with your little botany project. But here, in the realm of humanity, I don't want to get killed by pesticides. Right? So that's what I'm talking about. When you start introducing poisonous materials to food, it's no longer food. Right? It's like, throw it out. It's garbage. Like, okay, yeah, it costs less to produce. And then, okay, the product you produced isn't food. It's not food. Like, if you want to measure, like, the cost of production, we have to have, like, equal products here. A tomato that's been baked in pesticides and it's going to kill me or lead to cancers in 20 years versus a tomato, I'm going to take the regular tomato. Like, I don't care if the regular tomato costs 10 extra cents to make. I don't give a fuck. You think I give a fuck? I don't want to die. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say efficient. When I say efficient, I mean, how does it properly fulfill the nutritional requirements of being a human? So that's what I say. And when you put it in that fashion, most organic foods are more efficient than everything else. Now, someone asked me earlier what my educational levels are. I dropped out of high school. That's my educational level. I had chronic illness as a kid, and I missed school a lot. And my school was threatening to take me away from my mother because they didn't believe in doctor's notes. So every time I'd go to the doctor, I'd get them a note that explained what was wrong, and they just didn't believe that I had a chronic illness. They thought I was lying, and so they threatened to sue us and take me away from my mom. And so we decided to just drop out instead as soon as I turned 16. So I barely attended school. As it is, I missed a lot of school, and then I dropped out. So I'm mostly self-learned. So whether or not that's good, bad, that's what it is. This argument could go in 1,000 different directions, and I'm too tired to just... No, I mean, this is a broad thing to think about. Talk about this for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? But no, for real, y'all got to start eating healthy. I'm not even lying to you. 95% of Americans do not get an adequate amount of fiber in their diet. 95% of Americans do not eat enough fiber. Chances are you don't eat enough fiber. Chances are every single person in your family doesn't eat enough fiber. Chances are every coworker you've ever had doesn't eat enough fiber. Chances are every person on the street when you walk to work that you walk past doesn't eat enough fiber. 95% of Americans are fiber insufficient. Think about that. I'm not implying that it was an attack, symbolic username person. I was just giving you my answer. It's no attack. My website is WordPress, actually. I did not code it myself. But thank you. Thank you. I eat a lot of fiber. Might is similar to a horse. Hell yeah. Where'd you get this statistic? I just look it up. I don't know. There's like some study that comes out every like couple of years or something. I just searched 95% Americans fiber, 88% Americans metabolic syndrome. Just look at those. Those two numbers influence a lot of how I approach eating. But yeah, no, y'all should definitely be treating your bodies efficiently. You should not put anything in your body unless you know, one, exactly why you're putting that in your body. Two, what the outcome will be when you put that into your body. And three, what the long-term effects will be. Like, so for example, if you want to once a week eat like some ice cream, do it. Okay. I'm not telling you not to. Right. But again, if you are like, just walking around and like, you're like, bro, I just had I'm like really high, bro. I'm gonna like order McDonald's on Uber Eats, bro. like, and then you like eat like 3 Big Macs and like don't do that, right? Like, if you want to have a cheat day, go into that cheat day, prepare for that cheat day, know what you're going to eat on that cheat day ahead of time, and then it's fine, right? But the problem is a lot of people just make split-second decisions when it comes to their food. It's like, I don't know what to make, bro. I guess I'll just get Taco Bell, bro. Like, that's what people do. Multivitamins, yay or nay? Honestly, I haven't looked into vitamins too much. I would rather get my vitamins from real foods or whole foods. One vitamin I take as a vegetarian is B12. I will take a B12 supplement every couple days. I don't take it every day, right? But I take it every couple days, top me off. Another vitamin I like is vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is very useful for lucid dreaming, which is another thing I think every single human on Earth should do. Lucid dreaming has made my life significantly better. Just in general. Like, it's just, I literally cannot, like, I should do like a self-help series where like I teach people how to do all this cool shit with their body. Why would you pay for a delivery of a $5 meal? How does anyone survive working for Uber? I don't know. Go vegan, learn to cook, discover the rainbow. Agreed? Now again, I'm a vegetarian. I eat eggs. But, do what you're if you don't want to cut out meat and it's like, I want to eat meat, think of meat like a dessert, right? Like, if you want to have meat like twice a week or something, okay. All right. But if you're eating meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, that's how you die in your 40s. You'll hit the ground screaming in no time. It's like, I'm going to like wake up. That's like eating ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like, I'm an adult, bro. I'm an adult, man. I'm just like really high. And then like, I just ate ice cream. And then like, I was hungry again later. And then like, I was like, bro. And then I like got some more ice cream. And then I was like, whoa, bro. And then I ate some more. Like you don't want to be that person. I'm sorry. And meat is dessert. That's what it is. Like, it's healthier than ice cream, sure, right? But meat is dessert. If you cut out meat, you will have 40% less of a likelihood in your lifetime to develop heart disease. 40% just from meat. Also, if you cut out meat, you're probably going to fix your fiber problem. If you become a vegetarian, I guarantee you will fix your fiber problem, unless you just eat enriched wheat pasta every single day, which, you shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I'm just throwing this out there. This is some stuff I read about and I think about. I think we all need to be the best versions of ourselves at all time. I think you should always be striving to improve yourself at every single moment. And that's something that like eating well and lucid dreaming are really good with. Because again, you will see the progress over time. And it's not like crash dieting. I've done crash dieting. I've lost 130 pounds in a crash diet over the course of like 3 months, right? And then I gained it back because I didn't learn proper nutrition. This time, I lost 70 pounds since April of last year. I've lost 70 pounds. I've kept it off. All because I properly studied nutrition and how to eat properly. I didn't starve myself for 3 months and then go like, whoa, bro, look at all the flabby skin, right? Like, I didn't do that. Well, I did that the first time. Yeah. Do I eat milk products like yogurt? No. Sour milk? No. Cheese? Sometimes. Sour cream? No. I will eat some cheese sometimes, like on a pizza, for example. I'll eat cheese on a pizza. Cheese isn't the worst thing in the world for you. But yeah, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their life. I'm just saying, if you are anti-capitalist and you eat like shit, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. Like, I'm sorry, it's just, and I'm not saying you have to be a vegan. I'm not saying you have to be a vegetarian. I'm just saying, if you eat Taco Bell or like, fast food or frozen food every single day of your life, you're not anti-capitalist. Just plain and simple. Like, and I know, and I'm not like trying to use that as a way to gatekeep. I'm not. I'm trying to use that as a way to like make you focus on yourself. Because again, we can't change. Now we can if we all group up, obviously. Yes, that's socialism. We all group up and we overthrow and we redistribute wealth. Yes. Right? Yes. But we're much more like willing and able to do so if we're healthy. 88% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. 88%, nearly 9 in 10 are metabolically unhealthy. We can't, we're going to have a socialist revolution when people don't even know how to properly feed themselves? So you're telling me we're going to overthrow capitalism? Like, I'm talking about these, like, the Jimmy Dore people, right? You're telling me we're going to overthrow capitalism, right? We're going to have a socialist revolution, and we're going to, destroy, factories and all that, but you can't eat properly, you can't feed yourself properly? I'm sorry. If you can't figure out basic nutrition, but you think you can figure out how to overthrow the entire system of capitalism and the U.S. government, I'm sorry. Chances are you're a fucking idiot. And that's what, these Jimmy Dore people are. They're fucking morons. They've never thought about anything other than how to be cool in online forums. And it's insufferable. But anyway, I've drowned on a little bit. I was supposed to end this 30 minutes ago. Thank you for listening to my monologue and my diatribe. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Goodbye. It's that awkward moment where it's I'm switching scenes. I gotta cue up the outro. This is really awkward. I don't like being here. Is it on? Now I have to switch the scenes, right? This is so, I hate this. This is the worst. Now I have to go, it says starting, and now it has to say ending, right? Because it's not starting, it's actually ending. And then I gotta mute the mic. Unbelievable.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out.
Dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people, dumb people, liberal people,
and I still believe in force the vote. Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote. Honestly, Sam, if I could just get this sentence out.
With the lowest IQ, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
and he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Get your words straight, Jack.
Antifa exists.